What's up, ghosts and goblins? It's me, your girl, Nat. And joining me today is my sister in sorcery, Katie.
What's up, witches and bitches?
Witches and bitches! That's gotta be our next beginning intro for the next episode.
It's gonna be. Don't even
It's gotta be. It's gotta be. Anyways, you are listening to Wading into the Void. Woo! Alright. So, today, we're going back into our little mini-series of our special little creatures from across the United States.
It's a Cryptids episode!
It's a Cryptids episode! These ones are honestly the easiest ones for me to compile. So
they're so much fun to listen to, though.
I love them. And we have the photos up, too.
Yes.
So we can look
and
through
looking
them.
at the little itty-bitty beings. They're so fun.
So, today, I don't know what this section of the United States is like. It's like the southeast.
Works for me.
I included a picture of the area for Katie to see which ones we're doing. So I could easily write them down very quickly too.
I feel like I would consider this like the quintessential East Coast. Like, I don't really consider anything above North Carolina really East Coast. Like, I feel like when we're referring to East Coast, we're always talking about like southern states.
I just think of the entirety of the East Coast. But yeah, this is like southeast. So
We're
anyways,
Southeast guys.
we're going to be talking about southeast states. But before that, since I'm going to follow Katie's little regimen that we're doing, let's share something positive. It's got to be different than what we just said, because we just recorded an episode before this.
You didn't talk about your numbers.
Oh, yeah! I hit 1,300 followers on Instagram.
Hell yes, you did.
I don't even understand. First of all, I mean, 90% of them are 60-year-old men or 17-year-old boys. There is no in-between.
Oh.
But whatever.
Well, I'm on there, so I'm the outlier.
Yeah, you're the outlier. I appreciate every single one of them anyways, just because they're, like, supporting me. They want to see my stupid-ass content. So, I'm happy with it, and I can't wait until I hit fucking 1,500. I'm literally gonna cry.
Dude, it's amazing.
I'm going to cry because I've been getting followers all freaking day. It's crazy. So
shout out to Nat, the frickin' influencer.
I don't do anything. I just post memes to my story and then post pictures of me semi-lewd. Like, that's all I do.
Hey, you know what? Just vibe with it.
But I do communicate a lot with my followers, so maybe that's why.
You do a lot of interaction, so.
Yeah.
Which is always the prime thing.
So I read every single message that I get, even the fucking weird-ass ones.
Yes,
I don't respond to them, but I definitely read them, I screenshot them, and show my Discord.
Yeah, no, those are fun to see. If there are any weird ones, she usually sends them to me, and I'm just like, what the hell?
Like, who thought of this? Who thought this was okay to ask someone? Like,
short
so
answer.
Crazy.
White men.
60-year-old white men. Oh my god.
No, that's a really good positive one, though. I really like that one. What's mine? What
is yours, Katie?
Oh, I'm officially over summer.
Is that
in my head? It's considered fall. We are in August, which is autumn.
Mm-hmm.
I've transitioned from my summer wardrobe to my fall and winter wardrobe, hanging on to a few pieces in case we get a frickin' heat wave. But I decorated my bedroom for Halloween, and tonight I had, for my little desserty snack, a Honeycrisp apple with homemade cinnamon butter.
Ooh.
It was so good. That's a small win, but it's a win.
Ooh, that sounds so good.
It was good, dude. I might tweak the recipe like a little bit just because it was my own recipe and it needs a little improvement. But hey, we're getting there.
Yeah. So that's crazy. I want cinnamon butter.
Dude, I don't know why. I just started craving it so bad. I've wanted chocolate really, really bad today. For all my ladies out there, you know why. And, like, for some reason, my brain was like, oh, chocolate would be good. And then, like, I don't even really like cinnamon butter. Like, I don't know where it came from, but I was just like, you know what would slap right now?
Cinnamon butter.
Cinnamon butter.
Hell yeah. All right.
What do you got for me today? Give me those taros.
Okay, listen.
All of it.
Listen. I am so fucking excited. Katie just watched me shuffle these and like cry because they're so beautiful and so awesome.
They're really cool.
I got 2 new decks recently. I know the previous episode or one of the previous episodes, because this is gonna air whenever. We don't really know. Well, we know when. Katie knows on our schedule. But
well, it might switch a little. We'll see.
Might switch a little. But the last one that we recorded was the Queen Mary episode.
Wait, dude. Huh? You just said on our schedule. Did you hear that, guys?
That's another positive thing. We finally have a schedule, and we're really trying to stick to it. Today, we were like, we are recording 2 episodes. We have to record 2 episodes.
We're freaking doing it. Right now, it's 10:09. I am so ready to curl up in bed and just get cozy. But we're pushing it for you guys tonight, okay? You gotta love it.
My tattoo is so itchy right now because it's in the drying phase.
Not a wading into the void tattoo.
Oh, maybe I'll post it once it heals.
Yes, do it.
It's like nothing beautiful, nothing crazy. It is just a little cute thing that I did on my own
little doodle.
And I did it on myself, by myself. I tattooed myself. Yes. Family, be mad at me. Actually, my family thinks it's pretty cool. So...
Yes, but you see, I'm super excited about it because it's my little doodle.
Yeah.
On Natalie's body, permanently, for the rest of her life. She can physically never get rid of me.
True. I didn't think this through. Nah, I don't care. I love it. So yeah. That's a thing. We have a schedule. So.
It's great. I'm excited.
It makes me happy.
Cards.
All right. So the cards that I got so one of them is the same person who created the Earth Power Oracle, which we did in the Queen Mary episode.
Yes.
Her name is Stacy DeMarco. She made
Stacey.
this one. There's another one that I also really want to get, but this one was a need. I could not pass up this deck. This is the Goddesses and Sirens guidebook by Stacy DeMarco. Illustrations by Jimmy Manton.
Okay.
Manton. So, I
can say is, Jimmy, your artwork pops.
Fuck yeah. I could not pass this up, guys. I don't know how many episodes I've talked about this. I love Greek mythology. And I don't even know if it looks like they have the Omega symbol on here, so I'm assuming there are Greek goddesses. But there's Greek goddesses, Egyptian goddesses, there's some, like, religious figureheads, like Lilith and stuff like that. She's not really a religious figurehead, but she's a creature from religion or whatever.
She's in there.
So, I couldn't pass this up because it is just me to a T. I'm a boss-ass bitch. I need my boss-ass bitch deck with all these beautiful queens. And then my other deck that I have here is the Zodiac... Hang on. The Zodiac Oracle, or the Barbary Zodiac Oracle by Barbara Moore. Artwork by Paolo Barbary. So his artwork, he has it named after him. Awesome. So let's start with the Zodiac, because I pulled this and I was like, Katie, you're not gonna fucking believe what this is. Because,
I can't wait.
Like I said, the previous episode that we just recorded is the Queen Mary episode. And, you know, in the beginning when we were doing the tarot and I did the Earth Power Oracle and we mentioned every single element except for fire, I pulled fucking fire, dude.
Dude.
Where's that camera? You see it?
Oh my gosh.
She's like
it's
a
like
beautiful
a fire sprite.
Fire sprite fairy thing. She is
Oh my
gorgeous.
God. The frickin' fae and fairy ears, I love.
She's got like stripes
If I
on
ever
her
did
arms.
a cosplay, it would be some type of fae or fairy thing. Cause like,
but dude, this is so
pop
cool.
off.
This is so cool. I was like, how?
I literally love it. I can't get over it.
So this is what the Zodiac Oracle book has to say. Powerful, focused, and intense. The energy of fire burns brightly and moves quickly. Passion, drive, and the desire to create strong and sometimes scary emotions, like anger, are fueled by fire. It both destroys and purifies, which seems in opposition to the desire to create, which is crazy because we were talking about slash and burn.
We were.
But really is part of the creative process. Bring the quality of fire to a situation by taking action and doing what needs to be done. Being courageous by saying or doing the scary but essential thing that needs expression. Being focused and determined to see something through to the end, and or honoring and or following your passion. Katie, what did I have a fucking mental breakdown about today that we talked about?
I was just gonna say it. I was gonna say it and be like, we should cut it out the pod, but I'm glad you brought it up.
We don't have to talk about it.
We don't.
But
no, but we acknowledge it. That's a good thing. Sorry to the listeners, you're not gonna know.
You will never know. Maybe. Anyways, so
if something bad happens, maybe. But until that point,
if I die, maybe. Anyways,
see that happening. That would be a big turn of events.
Suicide.
We'll put the trigger warning at the beginning.
No. We don't have to talk about me committing suicide again. We could just cut that part out. So, now to my lovely, beautiful babe deck. I'm so excited for this. So, this one, I don't know how to pronounce her name. So, I'm so sorry if I pronounced it wrong. Maybe CL can tell us. I feel like she would probably know.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Matt or Mott.
Can I see?
Oh, yeah.
Mott.
That's what I would... So she represents justice. She's an Egyptian goddess, I believe. Yes. So...
She looks dope. She's like a queen.
She looks like a fucking warrior.
She has like a humongous saber with like spikes.
And, what is that? Is that an incense holder thing? Or what is that she's holding? Oh, it's a balance. It's what are they called?
Yes.
What are they called?
It kind of looks like it could be a whip.
No,
if it's rolled up.
It's what are the scales? It's like half a scale. Because she's justice, so she has the...
Oh, that's smart.
So she has the weapon and half of the scale, because it's like,
Gotcha.
That's how justice is normally seen. This artist is amazing. Jimmy Manton. Okay, so this says, justice will be done for the good of all. Take responsibility for your actions. The chaos in your life will end. Natural order will be restored.
I think the cards might be giving you some sound advice and backing up our conversation.
That's so fucking funny.
It's the monotone for me.
That's so fucking funny. So,
you can see your face. It's golden.
In the ancient Egyptian view of the world, the goddess Mott brought law to chaos. She created and judged every natural law in the universe, making her one of the most powerful deities. Mott's power determined the movements of the tides, the seasons, and the rotations and pathways of the planets and stars. She also made a final judgment on a soul after death, and so she was respected by the living. Ancient Egyptians worshipped her as a goddess, certainly, but also as a principle and a process enacted in their lives. You didn't just worship Mott, you lived Mott.
Okay.
It is.
I'm just going to say it. It's going to be controversial. Why do we worship Jesus and God when we could worship Mott?
I 100% agree. Any female goddess, I would say, are better than any male god of any religion. Female goddesses always seem better, except for maybe a couple Greek goddesses that hate women for some reason. Like Athena. Anyways. She's supposed to be like a goddess of women, and she fucking lets them get raped and shit. Sorry. I have beef with Athena, okay? We can have a whole fucking episode about Greek mythology, but that ain't it. That's not for the...
Honestly, dude,
we could.
I would kind of love to have an episode or like a mini-series on different religions. Like, things like that, or like deities, gods. Like, the Egyptian system for like goddesses and gods are like very, very cool.
Yeah, we could do that.
I would love to learn about that.
Because I think we are obligated to do it because I've said so many times I hate religion. And I feel like we need to show some respect to religions because religion is history and...
Okay, let's say this, right? I don't hate religion. I hate how mainstream and some religions are pushed upon you.
Yeah.
But I love the ability to go research and learn.
I love the
about
stories. Like, if you've ever read Revelations, that is a fucking acid trip, dude. Like, I don't know what that guy was on when he wrote that, but it is really interesting. And honestly, I feel like I could read Revelations and it would be a really cool episode. And we could, like, dig into it because it's crazy. Like, it has a fucking cryptid in it, or, like, a monster. It there's so much crazy stuff. And
like, I have not read much of the Bible.
Yeah.
But I did take a philosophy course in school, and learning about, like, Hinduism and Buddhism and everything that they practice, I was just like, whoa.
We could do that. I feel like that would be really good for us to do, because then we could hit,
it kind of relates.
We could hit Satanism, we could hit paganism, we could hit everything. I want to do the Satanism episode. I honestly love the idea. I want to do the Satanism episode.
Well, I want to do the paganism episode.
So go for it! Yes! Yes!
I've always said if I had to pick a religion, it would be paganism. So
I think mine would...
Like, if I was held with, like, a gun to my head, that's what I would pick.
I'm split between Satanism and paganism. Satanism...
I just, like, connect more to the earth rather than, like, beings.
Yeah,
you know
Satanism is, like, an anti-religion religion. Like, it is a very yourself religion.
So metal, dude.
So metal. Anti-religion. Well, that's just, like, it's funny. It's just interesting. I could get into a whole spiel about Satanism, because I am a supporter of Satanism. I'm not myself a Satanist that I know of. I don't actively practice, but I know a lot about Satanism, and I think it is really interesting, and I like it. I enjoy reading about it. But, and I think a lot of people have a negative stigma against Satanism. They assume that they worship Satan, but that's not Satanism. They don't worship Satan. Satan is like a quote-unquote figurehead because it represents like rebellion against like control and authority. And it's really just about living your life, being happy, doing what makes you happy, respecting others, and being a good person. Which, that's not what anybody thinks Satanism is about. They just assume that it's, like, rituals to, like, murder people or animals. And that's
worship
not.
The devil.
And that's not at all what it is. That's cult.
Okay, dudes.
That's cult activity.
We're doing that mini-series, because we cannot.
Okay, so let's get back to Mott, because I still have
Mott.
a page, and I think I pulled her upright. I don't think I pulled her upside down. So, it was said that after death, the body journeyed under the care of Anubis or other underworld protectors and was presented to Mott in the underworld.
Sorry, I love Anubis.
I know. See, now I gotta get the gods book. There's the other book to this is the gods and something. I don't Gods and Warriors, I think, maybe.
You gotta.
I gotta. Like, Stacey DeMarco has stolen my heart. I love Kim Kranz. Don't get me wrong. I love Kim Kranz, but Stacey DeMarco has kind of stolen my heart with these decks.
They are the two figureheads right now. That's it.
Yeah. So, the soul was housed in the heart, and Mott weighed the deceased hearts on a set of golden scales. Her white ostrich feather was the counterbalance. If the soul was lighthearted and thus had respected all the Creator's laws, it was admitted to the afterlife to enjoy eternal life and eventual reincarnation. If the soul weighed more than Mott's feather, it was eaten by the lion goddess Amit. Have you heard of her?
That's fucking hardcore.
That's fucking awesome. As the embodiment of righteous law on earth, the pharaoh often wore the symbols of Mott to indicate his role as a lawmaker and justice giver in alignment with the goddess. In more modern times, the symbol of justice as a beautiful woman carrying a set of scales reflects the original imagery of Mott. So that's what we see when we see justice. So that's based off of Mott because she's holding the scales. So that's really interesting.
I do really like that.
I love religions, gods, and goddesses. I am all for, it's not monotheism. What's the opposite of monotheism?
Not monotheism.
No, it has a specific term. I'm all for gods and goddesses and not just one god.
Yes.
Because I think it's so much more interesting.
It just makes more sense.
From an academic, like, history standpoint. It makes sense, too, yeah. Because every human has their own special thing that they can do. So having gods and goddesses that have their own special thing, like, it makes more sense to me, personally.
I think so. It would be like how you get your different personalities. You're more in tune with this god instead of that one, yada, yada, yada.
And, like, video games take on that a lot. Like, they have your, even, like, D&D has this, like, they have your deity, basically, that you can upgrade your skills, and you get specific skills based on the deity that you worship and stuff like that. Like, it makes sense. So,
you need to watch Stranger Things. That's all I'm gonna say.
Miss Thing. Okay. Allow Mott to create order and justice in your life. She is an excellent listener and brings an energy of great clarity. If you're dealing with rules being made or broken and punishments carried out, you should pay special homage to Mott. If you're involved in anything legal, offer a prayer to her. Even if you're simply dealing with authority figures, peers, or family, Mott can ensure your treatment is fair. So there is, like, shadow sides. So there are reverse meanings. I didn't get the reverse meaning, so we'll save that until we get a reverse meaning. So the symbol of Mott is ostrich feather of truth on a red headband, an ankh, and scales. And then there includes an invocation to invoke Mott. Should I read it for this episode?
Yeah.
Okay. If you're in a situation that requires a just assessment for both parties, or even one where too many fingers are being pointed with no one taking responsibility, Mott can help. You will need a feather, preferably white, a set of scales, or 2 rocks the same size, a fireproof bowl, and a white candle. So this is a whole ritual. So write down your issue. So write down your issue on a piece of paper. Light the candle and say, Mott, goddess of all order, queen of justice, fair wearer of souls, I ask for your assistance in resolving a legal issue. Hold the feather over your heart and say, you who will grant justice, if it be for the highest good of all, grant me success and resolution around this issue. Tell Mott about the issue and where and how you want justice. Now place the feather on one side of the scales or on one part of the rock. I believe my heart is light, and I ask that I recognize my part in this. Tell Mott about your part in the affair, no matter how small. Now take the paper, hold it over the candle, burn it, and place it into the bowl safely, and say, I leave this judgment in your hands, great Mott, knowing that your justice is swift. Relax in the knowledge that natural order will be returned. Take the feather outside and release it to the wind where Mott will receive it. Blow out the candle. I love this deck so much.
Oh, that's cool.
That's so cool. I can't wait to see the Lilith one. Okay. I love these decks. These are fucking awesome and gorgeous, and I have to get the god one, even though I hate gods in most stories. Except for Hades!
No, Hades is the king, okay? We'll start and end there.
He was the only one that was, like, 99.9% loyal to his wife. He did have a little thing with a nymph, okay? But he was loyal to Persephone, and Persephone was the real king of the underworld anyways, so...
That's the tea.
So anyways, my friends, I am so fucking excited for this episode because I love cryptids! I don't know how many times I have to say this.
The cryptids.
So, the states that we are focusing on today are Alabama, Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, which has 2, by the way, South Carolina, and Tennessee.
Okay.
So you are in for a treat. And I get to shout out each and every one of my friends that live in these states.
And I'll try and not to pick on Alabama too much.
Actually, one of my friends just said that they wanted to move to Alabama, and I was like, huh? Why? Sorry, Alabama. But you know why. Anyways, so let's get started with this crazy-ass fucking creature.
What's that?
The white thing. The white thing.
Oh, the white thing.
The white thing.
He kind of looks like a lame Yeti.
Yeah, well, this creature's been spotted wandering the counties of Morgan, Etowah, and Jefferson since the 1940s. And people are not sure if it's like an albino bear, some kind of albino Bigfoot, or what have you.
Okay.
So reports of the white tang describe him, or her, or them, as a creature standing 8 feet tall, covered in thick white hair. And some people think it's like a giant white lion, I guess, with glowing red eyes, but also think that it looks like a kangaroo and has the head of a cat. Like, it's a big, giant, bipedal creature with the tail of a kangaroo, the head of a cat or a lion, and, like, the body of, like, a Sasquatch or a Bigfoot.
I understand why it's called the white thing.
Like, it is just a thing.
Thing.
It's just a thing. It's so weird.
And just so you guys know, it is Thang. That's why we're saying
like, what
thang.
thing?
It's not thing. It's
Is that,
thang.
do you think that's like Alabama? Like, that's just their accent and they just kept it like
Hey,
that?
I reckon I saw the white thing down at the corner
That
store. the
white
other day.
thing is really big and scary.
Oh, no, man, that's just Jimmy.
Oh, no, not Jimmy. So, yeah, that's all I have about the white thing. I don't know, man.
Seems kind of lackluster, to be honest. He's just
Honestly,
a weird thing.
yeah, he just kind of looks weird. I don't know. But this next one, you must have heard of this before. I feel like Florida is known for this. Like, this cryptid specifically is the skunk ape.
I've heard of it.
You've had to have heard of it. At least the name. Like, skunk
I don't know
ape.
what it is, but I've heard the name.
Basically, people use it interchangeably with, like, Bigfoot, but skunk ape is specific to Florida, and it has its own, like, differences. Lore. Yeah, lore. So...
Kind of looks like a sloth.
Kind of. Shout out to Mr. Ray, who lives in Florida. Who's
Hi, Ray.
My one Florida... Well, actually, Nikki's from Florida, too, but...
Shout out to my friend Morgan.
Yes, Morgan!
Florida, but you live there.
He's there. Yeah, so the skunk ape is, this nasty little thing. It is large. I said little, but it is large. It stinks. Okay. It fucking reeks, dude.
Hence the name.
Super hairy and is like ape-like and runs on 2 legs. And it is said to live within 2.2 million acres of swamp land in Florida. So that's why
Florida man vibes.
He really is Florida man. Like everything. Like you would see him like shaving a cat's head, like breaking into someone's house to shave a cat's head. Like that's the Florida man vibes.
Drinking toilet water. Like
drinking toilet water out of an empty bleach bottle. Like
only eating like spray can cheese.
Ripping off someone's nipples and slapping them in the face with their nipples.
Yeah.
This guy does that. So I know a lot of people, I don't know if there's any other, like, Bigfoot related ones here. Oh, so the white thing is kind of like a Bigfoot. Skunk ape's kind of like Bigfoot. There might be 1 or 2 more that are kind of like Bigfoot. There's a really big running theme with, like, I think the U.S. in general, but most of the East Coast. We're all obsessed with Bigfoot and Champ or Nessie like creatures. So water creature and then a bipedal ape-like creature. So we'll see a lot of those themes throughout all of our cryptid miniseries, I'm sure.
What if like Bigfoot is really just a Neanderthal that never evolved and we're just like hating on him?
That's a lot of theory right there. I know a lot of people think stuff like that, or they think like they're the missing link between apes and humans, or they're aliens. Like there's so many different lores. We should just do a whole episode about Bigfoot.
We should. That would be fun.
Because there's just so many stories. It would probably be a 2-parter, honestly. It's big.
If you want to add it to your list.
Oy vey. Anyways, that's the skunk ape. He's really stinky. And now we go to Georgia.
The devil went down to Georgia.
Devil went down to Georgia.
I used to be obsessed with that song as a kid, okay?
That's the, like, fiddle fighting song? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyways, so the creature here, unsurprising, is the Altamahaha.
The familiar Altamahaha.
No, I meant unsurprising because it is a water creature, of course. It swims like a dolphin, has the snout of a crocodile, big giant bug eyes, and lives in streams. But has also been recognized by indigenous peoples, so I think that's probably where its name comes from. So the Altamahaha. The Altamahaha is a strange green cryptid, about 20 to 30 feet long, and it looks like a sturgeon, it says. Mm-hmm. So could be based off of sturgeons in indigenous culture. Because we talked about that in the other episode. Mm-hmm. It has bony ridge on its top and has large protruding eyes and very large sharp teeth. So, yeah, that guy, I don't know why they made him blue and purple in the picture. I don't think he would be those colors if he was actually a water creature. He'd be like green or blue.
I'm also not getting sturgeon vibes from that at all.
No. Well, we should know by now. These artists don't really follow the actual description.
True. They take a lot of creative liberty. Yes.
But, I mean, he's okay.
All right. Not bad.
And now to the big one for this episode. I always try to include, like, one with either a lot of stories or one state with, like, 2 really cool ones. Mm-hmm. So this one, I actually could not choose between these because they were both very cool. Okay. So this one you definitely have probably heard from. Like, this is a famous cryptid.
Okay.
And if you haven't, I'd be very surprised because the name itself, like, you've probably heard. Okay. So, North Carolina, right? The Beast of Bladenborough. The Beast of Bladenborough.
I don't know if I have.
Well, I've definitely heard of it before. I never knew what it was. I just heard the name before.
Well, you see, it's like getting crossed in my head because I used to be like obsessed with Teen Wolf. And there was like the Beast of Gévaudan. And that's just getting mixed in my head. So I can't really remember if I've heard it or not.
Well, anyways.
But I'm ready to hear about it.
The Beast of Bladenborough is a giant angry cat.
Love it.
That terrorizes animals in neighborhoods. And it is known to drain the blood of full-grown horses.
Oh.
And it has a rap sheet that stretches back to the 1950s. So the last known report of the Beast of Bladenborough was from 2003. But locals still keep their pets inside overnight just in case. Because that's how deep into the local culture it is. So
I kind of love it.
This is not a very giant creature, by the way. I mean, it's like, imagine the size of a bear or a panther. Probably like a panther, catamount, something like that. Gotcha. So it's 4.5 feet long, very bushy, and it makes the sound of a crying baby. So imagine just a really fluffy, dark-colored lion.
Well, this is how it gets you. I'd want to pet it.
Yeah.
And then it'd bite me.
If I saw a giant-ass fucking cat, I would not want to pet it. Especially if it had teeth like that. It has big, giant fucking fangs. Katie's like, I'm gonna pet it. Alright, so. In the early...
It just needs some love.
Yeah, I guess. Don't really look that friendly. In the early 1950s, the area around Bladenboro, North Carolina, was terrorized by the sudden appearance of this giant fucking cat. And was blamed for animal mutilations that involve livestock and pets. And this is what gets me. I laughed so hard when I read this. It's not funny, the situation, but I laughed because of something we talked about in a previous episode. Okay. This creature mutilates animals by either breaking their jaws or removing their jaws. Shout out to like episode 5 or 6, wasn't it?
Nat's Haunted House of Horrors.
No, that was my dreams.
Or whatever.
I think it was episode 5 was my Twisted Dreamscape. My only way to get out of a very scary dream is to rip the jaw off of whatever's scaring me. Like from I shove both hands.
Beast of Bladenboro.
I am the Beast of Bladenboro. If I was a furry, I would be the Beast of Bladenboro.
I mean, if you went down on like all fours, you'd be about the same height.
So anyways, the people of Bladenboro set out to hunt the beast, but it vanishes as quickly as it comes to kill livestock or pets. 50 years fucking later, they returned with the same exact types of murdering and mutilating. So, in December 29th, 1953, a resident of Clarktown, North Carolina, which is about 8.5 miles from Bladenboro, went outside to investigate why her neighbor's dogs were barking. And she found this big, giant fucking cat beast.
Nice.
And as soon as she saw it, it melted into the darkness.
Love it.
2 days later, the beast appeared again. This time it was closer to Bladenboro, and it had sucked 2 farm dogs from all their blood.
Well, that's sad, but
it
I
is
still
sad.
Like the cat.
And next, there was an owner of a local gas station, which said they watched a large giant, a giant cat-like creature attack a dog and drag it into the trees. So this is crazy. There's, like, multiple different types of sightings, and for some reason this fucking cat is only eating dogs. Like, boo. Boo.
It's that ancient rivalry.
So, a lot of people tried to blame these attacks on, like, a panther or a bear or some kind of predatory creature that we actually know about in the area. But then...
They were just like, oh, it's a panther that has rabies.
Yeah. But then the creature decided to attack a local woman.
Shit.
Miss C.E. Kinslaw went outside to check on her poor little dogs who were yelping, and this giant fucking creature, the size of a cougar, lunged at her.
Oh, shit.
Her screams frightened it, though, and it bolted away. And soon after, the farmers killed a large bobcat and deemed it the Beast of Bladdenborough. However, a lot of people doubted this because bobcats are not as big as what they said. First of all. And also, bobcats are generally not black or predatory like that. They don't normally attack people. Or dogs or whatever. Like, bobcats are normally more afraid of you than you are of them.
Unless you enter, like, their territory, like, you're good.
Or if they're, like, really, really hungry. But considering this is the 1950s, I doubt there was food scarcity.
True.
So, I don't know. So, despite people doubting that, the attacks did stop. However, until 2003. They came back. Since then, animals have been reported killed and drained of blood around the Bladdenborough area. And the largest being 3 horses at once.
Oh, shit.
So, whatever this creature is, we know it's fucking big. And it likes
it can take
blood.
down 3 horses?
Yeah. And it likes blood. So, getting Chupacabra vibes a little bit.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot of, like, blood-sucking cryptids. There's, like, 3 different categories of cryptids. Yeah. Well, there's, like, 4 different categories of cryptids, I would say. 1, we have the bipedal, ape-like cryptid. 2, we have the water, horse,
messy
cryptid.
Shit.
3, we have, like bird type cryptids, like things that fly, and then 4 is the blood sucking quadruped creatures like dog or cat or stuff like that.
You see, I think I like this one so much because I've always had a thing for vampires. So
I just like this one because it reminds me of, give me 1 second to look up this Pokemon and I have to show you him.
Oh, Jesus.
His name is Entei, and this is how I imagine the Beast of Bladdenborough. Hang on, I'll just copy and paste it and send it to you. This is how I imagine it. Like, just a big giant cat creature.
Oh. Okay, I can see that.
Yeah. That's what I imagine running around. So yeah, that is the Beast of Bladdenborough. However, North Carolina has another creature that is within the same realm, similar, but I had to do this one because it reminded me of another Pokemon, Houndoom. Houndoom is a hellhound.
I love hellhounds.
And North Carolina has a cryptid called the Demon Dog.
I'm sold already. Like, let's go.
The Demon Dog of Valley Crucis, to be in fact, or to be precise, which is Latin for Valley of the Cross.
Okay.
It is a tiny unincorporated community in the Appalachian Mountains. So, in the past, this area has been known to have, like, just, like, a general store that served as, like, a way station between the civilization and wilderness. But today, it's kind of like a Woodstocky area. Like, it's a cultural destination with, like, music and festivals and stuff like that. And it also is home to the St. John's Episcopal Church, which was built in the 1860s, which I feel like I'm sure we've all kind of heard of that one way or another. And it sits near the edge of the small community. And although it's normally very quiet, its graveyard is the territory of a hellhound.
Okay.
So as the story goes, there were 2 students from a nearby college driving past the church in the dark when a giant black shape leaped from behind a tombstone at the church and jumped into the road.
Love it.
The kids slammed on the brakes and came to rest on the shoulder of the road, which is just a rural highway. In front of the students was a snarling black dog the size of a man, and it had blazing red eyes.
I love it.
The hellhound growled and began to walk towards the car when the students became so terrified that they took their foot off the brakes and stomped on the gas and tore down the highway, which is a very curvy highway, and they were tearing down the road. They did not care. And the dog not only followed them, it closed in on the damn car. This thing was going at Mach fucking speed. However, once the car crossed a bridge, the dog stopped chasing them, and it melted into the darkness.
That's so cool.
Right.
I love it. North Carolina for the win.
They
honestly.
had some really good ones. And then we go to South Carolina.
Oh.
Boy, oh boy, South Carolina. I'm kind of disappointed in you. I need to add another archetype to the cryptids. So we have like a ape, so we have an ape-like creature, a water creature that's like a big, like, water horse thing. We have a quadruped animal that likes to suck blood. We have a flying bird type creatures, or, you know, anything that flies. And then we have reptilian creatures.
Hate it.
Which I would say they're probably the most boring. To be honest, they're probably only in southern states, and if they're not in southern states, then they just don't really make sense.
True.
So, in South Carolina, we have the lizard man of Scrape or Swamp. And it's like the quintessential, like, horror movie monster.
Yeah.
And it popped up in the 1980s, which was when all those, like, fucking horror movies came out. Yeah. So, I don't know. Apparently, he leaps onto your car if you try to drive away from him. And survivors of the attacks get giant scratch marks on the roof of their car if they, like, shake him off. I guess he attacks cars for some reason.
He hates them.
So, he apparently emerged from the lake and is described as a green, wet, 7-foot-tall creature and has 3 fingers, red eyes, and scales. This dude looks like a fool.
He does look kind of stupid.
Like, it's just slightly ridiculous. Let me just...
It literally looks like a raptor.
It really does. I was actually just thinking that. But yeah,
like,
I don't know.
You have Bigfoot, we have a dinosaur.
We got Lizard Man of Scrape or Swamp. Anyways, yeah, that one,
Lame.
And then we're at our last one, which is another bipedal, ape-like creature, of course. And this is Tennessee, so we have the Tennessee Wild Man.
It looks just like the thing from Florida.
Yeah. They're very similar. It's like the archetype of a cryptid, the main archetype. This creature supposedly has dark gray hair or dark ginger hair. It's like a mixture, just like how Bigfoot has a bunch of different colors. It has been described as stout, so it's not. It's 7 to 9 feet tall, but it's thick. It has red, beady eyes, a set of claws, and it also fucking reeks. It stinks. They all do the same thing. They all fit this specific category. I don't know why they don't just call them Bigfoot or Sasquatch. No, they have to have their own special name, Tennessee Wildman. And apparently, somebody tried to talk to this creature in the woods, and...
How'd that go?
Well, okay, this was a man. So a man tried to talk to him in the woods, and he was met by the quote-unquote perfect shower of stones in February 8th of 1889. So this dude just straight up picked up stones and were throwing at this dude. Like, don't fucking talk to me. But apparently he prefers the company of women and has tried to carry them away on occasion, like Bowser and Peach.
Smells.
Bro. This dude, he's homophobic, first of all. He's sexist, homophobic, he doesn't want to talk to men, rude. And he wants to fucking kidnap women. Like, this guy sucks. He's like the weird uncle from the Sasquatch family.
Literally.
So, I mean, he really is a wild man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uncultured.
True. And the swine-like creature, the squonk, is much more cultured, by the way. So don't even try to say uncultured swine like the squonk, because you're wrong. The squonk is a beautiful little creature who just needs love.
You are so obsessed with the squonk.
That's my next tattoo, is the squonk.
No.
I could never. I couldn't do it for the meme. I really could not.
No. That was too much.
That's all I had for this episode. I really like 2 specific creatures from this episode. What were your favorites?
So what one from North Carolina was your favorite?
I don't know. I'm really split between them. It's basically like, are you a dog person or are you a cat person? But I have to say the demon dog of Valley Crucis, because...
Which is funny, because I say the Beast of Bladdenboro.
You're crazy. I love the Pokemon Houndoom, which is like a hellhound. I love hellhounds. I've made hellhound artwork before. I absolutely love them. I think they're fucking cool, and I should get a hellhound tattoo now that I think about it. But I love that. And I love that he's fucking giant. He's the size, like the height of a man, and was sprinting as fast as a car, going probably like 60 on a curvy highway. Like, that's
pretty cool.
Fucking insane. It's just like a giant shadow dog.
Yeah. I love that this cat could literally just be like, and just suck the blood, and he's done. He's dragging you up trees.
Damn.
He don't care who you are. He attacked a woman. He was like, get away from me. I'm trying to eat your dog. I love it.
Dude, yeah. North Carolina, their cryptid slap. Everyone else, mid. Did I use that term correct? I don't know.
I think so. When you're old and not with the trends.
I'm not much of a zoomer, okay? But that's all I had for this episode.
I liked it.
Yeah. So,
it was fun. Let us know what your favorite cryptid was. You can do that by letting us know in our Discord.
Yes, please join our Discord. It's been kind of dying a little bit recently. I think some of our members are very busy right now. We're very busy. Yes. We need some more people to spice it up and get it going again. I know your cousin Cam joined, but
yes, he did.
We need some more people. It's a community. Like, we really love talking to each other, talking about the podcast, talking about life in general. Yes. It is really fun. And once Nick ever gets time, he will be giving us some more memes, which I am so excited for. And yeah, join our Discord.
Yeah, I mean, Nick, what are you even doing, dude? Like,
he lives a busy life. Cut him some
memes
slack.
are a priority.
Cut him some slack. I'll defend him. He
Nah,
can
I'm just
release
messing. I get
memes
it.
when he's ready.
Nah, man, I get it. You're off the hook this one time. But let us know in the Discord, or hey, if you have your own experience with a cryptid, it doesn't even have to be from this section. It can be from wherever. Send it into our email.
waitingintothevoid@gmail.com. We really need your stories. We're sick
Hell
of,
yes, we
as
do.
much as we love reading Reddit stories, because they're sometimes hilarious, sometimes really creepy, we really want, like, real stories that somebody we know is telling us.
Yeah, like someone who enjoys this content for sure, for reals. You know?
Like, you want us, we will say your name if you want us to say your name. We will keep you anonymous if you want us to keep you anonymous. Like, if
For
you
real.
want your story out there to chill the bones of the listeners of this podcast, send us an email. Please, title it, like, my story, listener story, anything like that, and tell us a little bit about what it's about, and then tell us the whole story. Because 99% of the time, I'm the one who's reading it because I want to read it for Katie. So, I have 3 or 4 stories right now that were actually sent in by listeners. They're all different people, which very much so excites me. But, yes.
You know, I'm excited, but you can totally keep it anonymous if you want to. There's no pressure on putting your name out there, but send them in.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, if you're feeling so inclined, you can totally just, like, if you're really enjoying the podcast, leave us a review.
Yes, please. And like I say in every single episode, before you give us a shit review, if you don't like us, come join our Discord. Tell us how we can improve. Send us an email. Tell us how we can improve. Send us a DM. Anything.
Yes.
Like, we want to hear it directly from you. Like, don't go, trashing us, because we want to know how we can improve. We don't just want to keep doing what we're doing. Like, I mean, I would love to.
Yes.
If people
but
like
if we
it.
could improve upon that in any way, shape, or form.
Exactly. Exactly. So, yes. And if you're really interested in supporting us, if you really want to, because I would literally cry if you did. Tears of joy, of course. We have our Patreon, where you can search in the address
Waiting
bar.
into the Void.
It's the first one that comes up, because we have the best name ever.
Totally.
But also, we recently got it set up on Anchor to be able to also accept monthly donations as well, right?
Yes.
Can they make
start at
99 cents?
They start at 99 cents, and then it goes up from there, and I believe if it's over $10 a month, you can set your own custom amount, or you might be able to anyway.
Yeah. I don't know if there's, like, a fixed donation that you could do, but we'll find out.
100% of the proceeds go directly to us.
Which I don't know if Patreon is like that.
Patreon usually withholds half of what
my
you donate.
Lord.
So
wow.
if you're donating, not half. They keep a set percentage. So if you donate $5 a month, they keep $1.
Oh, so it's like 20%?
Something like that, yeah.
10 or 20% probably.
Which isn't crazy, whatever.
But that's a lot for people like us that don't make that much off of it.
True.
Like, our goals are to be able to buy better equipment, maybe some ghost hunting equipment, so we can go out and do some cool stuff for more content. So if you have the option and you really want to support us, donate through Anchor. Patreon is perfectly fine. We just don't fully have our tiers.
It's not fleshed out.
It's not 100% fleshed out yet. And Anchor, you can join for 99 cents. And, like, that's, like, nothing for most people. It's a lot for us.
Yes.
But it's very manageable. And you don't have to expect something that we can't provide for you besides content.
Exactly.
So definitely think about it. The link is in the bio of our Spotify page, and we'll probably put it elsewhere as well.
I believe it automatically puts it in every single show note.
Okay, well that would be great. So look for it, and if not, we'll figure something out.
Yes. We'll just start adding it ourselves.
Yes, exactly.
But if you can't support us, in that way, you could support us by following us on social media as well.
Just a click of a button.
Increased follower count does a whole lot,
Exactly.
So you can find us on Instagram and TikTok at
Wading Into the Void.
And on Twitter at
Wade Into the Void.
And we really look forward to getting to know you a little bit more and chatting with you guys.
Yes.
Whether it's on social or in the Discord. So,
Or even if you know us in real life and you see us or something and you listen to the podcast, I would literally cry if somebody said that. They listened to my podcast, like, hey, Nat, like, I listened to your podcast. It's really good. It's really funny. I would actually start bawling my eyes out.
Right on the street,
not
just
kidding.
tears.
I am not kidding. So, and I dropped a lot of business cards off at the Miller's Toll, and there's only one left.
That makes me happy.
And I saw somebody grab one.
Oh, I would have peed my pants right there.
I wanted to cry. I'm just so emotional. This is like literally our passion project, and it fills me with so much joy. And I look forward to recording episodes and doing stuff for the podcast. So,
at my job where I'm currently working, new job coming soon, but there is like a giant wall of windows that people literally just like hang posters and stuff up all the time to promote different like events around the community. I believe I'm going to tape up 2 of our business cards there, one with the podcast side and then the other with our QR code and social links too.
Yes.
So that should be a way to reach some new audiences. It's in a college town too, so
I dropped off a bunch of business cards in our business office at my school. I don't know if they threw it away or what, because I didn't tell them what it was for, but the office is empty, so I don't know if it's even whatever. But hopefully some people find those. Or maybe I'll just go back again and put them somewhere else.
I hid a bunch in books at Barnes & Noble, and we gained like 8 followers that day, so.
Yeah. Oh, we gotta do that. We gotta do that more. We gotta go to the Bennington bookstore. We might get yelled at.
Hey, do you mind if we put
we could
out
ask
in your certain section?
Or we could just ask her like if we could put them at the cash register or something.
Yeah.
Or in the supernatural section, because they have their own like New England supernatural section.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Okay.
We'll have to ask. But,
we will ask.
I mean, local supporting local, I think would be really good.
Mm-hmm. Totally agree.
So, I was going to ask the coffee bar, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because they love my dog. They love my dog. Every time I come in, they're like, oh my God, it's Casey!
I love it.
So.
I think this is a great place to wrap the episode.
I think so, too.
Until next time, Phantom Fam. Don't rip off Bigfoot several times.
Keep your pets indoors.
Yes.
Because, God, they might get their blood sucked out of them.
They might. And whatever you do, don't be as lame as South Carolina and make a lizard man your cryptid.
Brother. Be
Bye,
original. Bye.